Checking for dangers, that's the first thing I want to do when I come into the scene, is checking for dangers. I want to make sure nothing's there that can hurt me or the victim anymore. At that point, I don't see any dangers, maybe look into a little bit of a history, so ask if anybody saw what had happened. Nobody responds. I want to check for the responsiveness of my victim. I don't want to just shatter him, wake up. He might be deaf, so I have to give him a little tap on the shoulders. In this scenario, he's not getting up, so right away, I want to check his vitals. I'm going to check for breathing. He's going to tilt the head back, palm on the forehead, 2 fingers under the chin. I'm going to check him for breathing by listening and feeling. I'm looking at the stomach and chest to see if it's rising, and I'm listening or feeling for any breathing on my ear. In this scenario, I don't feel any breathing. I want to relay that to my bystander who's going to call for EMS. Hey, you in the black, go call 911. I'm an unconscious person. Report back to me as soon as possible. Do you understand? It's an adult who's not breathing. Bring an AED and somebody trained to use it. If you're not sure, you can send somebody to help them. In this scenario, my bystander understands. I do have a pocket mask in this scenario. The first thing I want to do is expose the chest. It's the easiest way to landmark. It's been changing the most over the history of CPR in the last 20 years. But the easiest way to landmark and most convenient way to landmark is by visually determining the location to do it, and that's right between the nipples. And when the AED comes in, it's going to go on a bare chest anyway. So in this scenario, I expose the chest. Everything comes off. I'm going to use the heel of my hand, the hardest part of my hand, in the center of the chest. Interlock hands, get my knees shoulder width apart, lock my elbows, because if I don't, it's going to get really hard, I'm going to get really tired. I'm going to start to the tune of Staying Alive, which is a good 100 beats per minute, and that's the minimum rate you want to go at when doing chest compressions. I'm going to go all the way to 30. So let's say that's 30. I have my pocket mask. It's a great barrier device. It has a one-way valve. So in case my victim throws up, regurgitates, or gets anything out of their system, any bodily fluids, it won't get into my mouth, which is the beauty of a pocket mask. So a few ways you don't want to do this with your victim. You're not going to be able to turn it. I'm going to do it for demonstration purposes. Easiest way to do it is called a CE method. Top hand, you're going to create a C. Bottom hand, you're going to create an E. You're not pushing the pocket mask. You're not pushing the pocket mask down, because when you do that, you're going to close the airway. You're not going to get any air in. In this scenario, I want to pull the face into the pocket mask. So these fingers, like the E on the bottom of the jaw, pulling the head backwards. So it's called the CE method. It's a really good method for holding a pocket mask and opening the airway at the same time. Also, you want to make sure you get a really good seal, and with the CE method, I'm getting an awesome seal using it. I'm going to give a breath. Watch as the chest rises. The second I see it rise, that's enough air. I'm going to go down and give it a second breath. I'm going to go back to chest compressions. I don't want to spend too much time with the air. Maximum 10 seconds before I go back into chest compressions. And again, 30. It's going to be 30 chest compressions to 2 breaths. Your pocket mask is going to probably fall off a few times, but that's okay. 30 to 2, non-stop until that AED comes. Paramedics tell you to stop. The victim tells you to stop or wakes up, or you're too tired to continue.